I saw you looking in there. Get in there.
What's great is that they've shared the ring. They've done 12 rounds in the fight of the year, and they have that much respect for each other. That the heads were on the heads, but that was it. It was never going to go any further. It's going to be a fucking brutal fight tomorrow night. Brutal fight.
Definitely is, man. I don't know. I feel like there's no other way to hype it up other than watch the first fight.
Yeah, look, it's it's a fight really for fight fans. You know, the smaller guys, they don't get sometimes the credibility and respect of the bigger guys. But anyone that watched the first fight knows it was one of the best fights of 2018. But also Roman against the Henny. I think it's a great fight, unification fight, the super bantamweight division. I think they're going to go at it as well. And I can't wait for that. And Vargas against Soto. And also, by the way, you know, for people that don't know, Giasov against Emmanuel Taylor is a really good fight, and so is Anthony Sims Jr. against Vaughan Alexander. So yeah, he's a great fight. You know, I mean, I really feel like America needs to get behind Anthony Sims Jr. because I think this is a great personality and I think he's a great talent. But tomorrow night we start getting towards the fights that are serious, you know. So it's nice being a nice guy and funny and all this, but if he can fight like we believe he can, I'm going to really enjoy watching his progress. Just really keep working up the world rankings and look for a shot at the world title at the end of the year. Was he 19-0 with 18 knockouts? I think he's won his last 18 fights by knockout. But tomorrow will be very tough for him. It's his first time he's got a real live opponent in the other corner. It's going well. Look, everybody's after Devin Haney. So if we can get him, it'll be a major coup for us and DAZN. Obviously he's had a number of fights headlining on Showtime. You know, he's had the previous sort of link up with Mayweather Promotions. Al Heyman wants to sign him. We want to sign him, and I think we're getting close now. So hopefully, we can secure his signature. It'll be a major signing for us.
Maybe does Chocolatito factor in as far as the winner of this fight?
I don't know. You know, he's coming back from injury. We'd like him to fight Cao Yafai, who's our other super flyweight world champion. He's a WBA champion. He's got a mandatory defence in June, and then maybe he fights the winner. So I don't know how fit and ready he is, Chocolatito, but he's always welcome. You know, he's always welcome.
Any obviously we talked to you about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Any developments? With
We're getting close now. I think there might be an announcement tomorrow. I won't say too much more other than we're closing in. We want to get that announced certainly tomorrow or the weekend, and then start the new promotion.
Is Devin Haney the highest bidder gets him? Or
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. We're paying a lot of money, but I think he wants the right partners. Him and his dad. Sometimes I love fathers in the camp. Sometimes I hate it. There you've got a great setup with Bill Haney, who is a very smart guy. He knows what he wants from Devin. He believes in Devin. What surprised me is just how quickly they're willing to move. They'll fight Lomachenko next. They'll fight Teofimo Lopez. They'll fight Luke Campbell. They'll fight all these guys. But I think he wants someone, and he wants a platform that's fresh. He's got his own image and his own ideas as well. And he's got Devin Haney Promotions as well. So he wants to have a partnership with a promotional company and a broadcaster that can take him to the next level. And I hope that we're those people.
So it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. It'll be a big signing for us. He's a big star.
Luke Campbell yesterday was announced that Mike Pearson is going to vacate his
Yeah, I mean, Luke Campbell is the one who's got the slot, 100%. So he's won the final eliminator. Then you go down the list, you've got Abdullayev, who's currently approaching Ramadan. Then you've got Devin Haney. So, I believe it will be ordered that Campbell will fight Abdullayev. If he's not available, it will be Campbell against Haney. Well, he's the champion of the other belt, so he wants to try and get his hands on the WBC, but really he's going to have to fight he's going to fight a champion. You can't make a vacant belt, really, against someone and another champion from another division. It should be the top two highest rated guys, so I'm sure the WBC will be making that ruling soon. Yeah, he actually texted me about an hour ago. Yeah. No, he just said, I've watched all your interviews and, there's more to this and I'll be back and, all this sort of stuff. So he's shocked by the extent of what happened. Like the first test, okay. He actually said to me, AJ, after the first test, I almost feel for Miller. I mean, it's not like he was sticking needles in his arse, right? That's what he actually said. And then 2 days later, we found out he probably was sticking needles in his arse with human growth hormone. So, like, I think what he actually said to me as well this morning was, because I had a call with him half an hour before the weigh, and he went, "Oh, it would have been a war."
If you don't know, you know now.
Yeah, he said it's going to be. It was said. Can you imagine that fight would have been a war? I said, yeah, it would have been dangerous. That's what it would have been, because you wouldn't have stopped, and he probably wouldn't have been allowed to stop because of what was in his body. So we don't want that,
Did he apologize?
No. But listen, I'm all up for forgiveness. I like to think that it's a bit like when someone commits a crime and goes to prison, right? At what point do you forgive them? Do you ever forgive them? Depends how bad the crime is, maybe. I don't know. But I like to think that everybody deserves forgiveness. But right now, I don't feel like that. But I think never say never. But right now, I think he should be banned from the sport for life. But there needs to be he has to come out, in my opinion, and tell the story of what happened. Like he's saying, I didn't know this. Like, what? So what? You were just putting things in you, like inject EPO, human growth hormone, without knowing what they were. But at least tell the story. You can't say, the truth will come out. Tell the truth then. I'd respect him more if he come out and say, yeah, you know what? I thought to myself, I need to win this fight, and I got talked into by my training team or these people, my conditioners, that I should be taking this stuff, and I made a mistake. I'd rather that than the statement's nothing. What he said, it doesn't really say anything other than hold my hands up. What? So sorry. Yeah.
You already know. I couldn't do Rumble if I wanted to. We love this guy, and I want to be the voice because I'm the voice of what I heard. And I'm David Mills. Congratulations. It's great seeing Legend here. And
What do you mean?
seeing
What,
you
to be
tomorrow at the forum. I'm coming to hear your voice. If you don't know, you don't know. The buffer.
I think it's frightening because who else is doing it? And it's not. And again, my conversation with AJ half an hour ago was it's not fair. Like you've worked your nuts off to get to this position. Any man that on an even playing field that can beat you, they deserve it. Full respect. But anyone that's cheating and using those is criminal. So. It sickens me to think that you can do all that work in your life and in sport and get it taken away from you by someone who's cheating like that. And again, it's not tennis, it's not a game of golf, it's not a 100-metre sprint, it's a fight, and it's dangerous, and someone's going to die caused by an injury by someone who's taking performance-enhancing drugs, and then we'll never be able to forgive ourselves and the sport will be in tatters. So at what point are people going to, come? And I don't know who's going to come together, how it works over here enough where the commissions come together or there's a governing body set up for the sport of boxing. I mean, the WBC are doing a great job, but they can't do it all on their own. They're trying to clean up the sport, but it needs help from promoters, from other commissions, from governing bodies, maybe from the government. I mean, really, the government should probably turn around and say, God, this is terrible for the sport of boxing in America. We need to set up some kind of national testing program. But too many people turn a blind eye. You know that? Like it's almost like, it's just he failed a drug test. It's fighting. It's not like sprinting. It's not a game of tennis. It's fighting. And I think too many people turn a blind eye. Why? Maybe because there's a bigger problem than we know.
Eddie, the replacement that's in play.
Yeah.
Is Anthony Joshua excited about that?
He is actually. Yeah. I think he's excited. He's excited by all challenges. But I think if we go with this guy we're working on at the moment, it's a real fight. Same level as Jarell Miller, in my opinion. Maybe even tougher, and I think he's up for the challenge. He knows it's going to be tough. It's really about the challenge as well of coming to America. Not just who he's going to fight, but the first time fighting at Madison Square Garden in New York. There's a lot of challenges that come with that as well. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for Joshua Jr.
Well, it's also, I feel like the opponent's kind of getting thrown in like a not so easy situation. Obviously, he's getting kind of a lottery ticket.
Yeah, but whoever goes in, we will be choosing someone that has already been in camp. Right? So it's not a problem for me. Although there's 6 weeks to go or 5 weeks on Saturday, These guys are fit, ready. It's not like they're making weight. There'll be no excuses, and I don't want excuses. That's why I didn't want to pick someone who just got off his couch and went, yeah, give me the money, I'll take it.
What's your prediction of that fight if that were to come into play?
Which fight?
The one that you're talking about.
Yeah. All those fights at that level are tough. You know, they're all banana skins. Because even the Brazil fight for Wilder is a banana skin. Because everyone's talking about Wilder against AJ. They've both got to win their fights in May and June.
And Fury in July, right?
That's not a banana skin. That's a gimme. We call that a gimme.
Not even a banana skin?
No. You could jump on that banana a million times. You ain't sliding nowhere.
Eddie, if I can switch gears, as far as last week's performance from Hearn versus Terrence Crawford, I'm sure you know a lot of boxing fans were left with the sour taste in their mouth with the way that it ended. Do you think that Hearn's career is done, or do you think there's still a
No, because he's always in exciting fights, you know. And actually, I feel a bit for Amir Khan because, yeah, the ending, you know, he was pulled out or maybe he'd had enough. But if you watch the fight, like, he was trying all the time. Like, he was jumping in, he was trading, he was trying to be excited. But he was probably about to get stopped in the fight, whether he wants to admit that or not. And his face was starting to get marked up, he was getting hurt badly to the body as well. But he was always in there, like, he could have quit in the first round when he got knocked down. He could have done it in the second or third, you know. So I think it's very harsh always for people like us or the public to criticise fighters. I never like it, but unfortunately when you put a pay-per-view together, there's that extra bit of pressure and that extra sort of requirement from a fighter, really, as far as the fans are concerned, to go the extra yard, which might not be right, but it's like, well, this was $80, you know what I mean? Fucking get in there and fight. You know, that's like the mentality of the fans, and they're the one paying the money.
What were your thoughts on Bob Arum after the fight?
I think he's great. I like Bob Arum a lot. I mean, he lives in his own world, and he's 87. I mean, you can't expect him to get everything right. And I'm not trying to be derogatory about his age, but if I'm alive at 87, I'll be over the moon. And I think he's great for the sport because he's controversial, he's outspoken, he does not give a fuck. Not really, but I don't think there's a chance of that fight happening anytime soon anyway. So yeah, it's a bit like us with Wilder, Joshua, Shelley Finkel, Heyman. Like, did the way we behave help negotiations? No. Did the way they behave help negotiations? No. When it's big enough, will that stop it from happening? No. Unfortunately for Spence Crawford, it's not big enough. So like when you've got a situation like Pacquiao against Mayweather, it got too big that Heyman and Arum had to work together. But at the moment, it's not big enough. You know, you've got Crawford's just done like 100,000 buyers. Spencer's done 300, but mainly because, well, one of the reasons because he was fighting Mikey Garcia. So now Bob says it's a 50-50 split. Spencer's probably thinking, fuck you, I've done 300, I've done double your buyers. You know? So, and then Errol Spence will fight Sean Porter. He'll beat Sean Porter, he'll have 2 belts. So he'll say, well, I want the lion's share. And Crawford will say, fine. And then it's like, we'll be sitting here, you'll be asking me the same questions in 2 years' time.
It'll be like similar like to Amir Khan.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Yesterday, the shot that we watched that and spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah, it's not very nice. How you doing, Abraham? You're right. It's not very nice that you see like a relationship like that. You know, generally money is the root of all evil. So you know, as close as those two were, as many great times they shared together, it still ended like that, which I think is quite sad, really. Saying that, Abel made a lot of money from Gennady Golovkin, and he deserved it because he done a great job. The argument in the end was about money. So.
Who would you like to see Triple G sign up with as far as the training now that he's dropped Abel as yesterday?
Ooh, I don't know. Who? Lomachenko Sr. Yeah, I wonder if he'd do it though. You know, he's a very, say, strange character, very interesting character. I don't know if he'd even be interested in doing that kind of thing, but yes, it's a great call. It's a great call.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you. Cheers.